Over the next 10 days, I am building the ultimate Subaru STI. At the end, this car is going home to one of you, and that means you only have 10 days left to get entered in on taking home this beautiful, soon to be 500 wheel horsepower, fully built 2004 Subaru STI. If you win and you don't want the car, you can also select $15,000 in cash. The car will come on either the new Enkei NT03s or the OEM STI BBSs in gold. Old Girl will be shipped right to your front door for free. Every $3 you spend is one entry to take this car home. In the last episode, we left off with dropping in the brand new, fully forged, closed deck out front engine. Today, we gotta move forward, we gotta make some progress and get closer to that first start. I know for a fact the first start is not gonna happen today because there's so much to get done, but all I can hope for is some forward progress. Also, a quick note before we get to work. You guys know the OEM engine is going home to one of you. The winner selection will be at the end of this video. So if you wanna know if you're the winner, wait till the end of the video. Believe it or not, one of the first things that we need to get done is all of the plumbing for the AOS. If you don't know what AOS is, let me explain. AOS, air, oil, separator. What does it do? Well, it separates the air from the oil. So the factory system on pretty much every car, including STIs, is just a PCV system. So how it works from the factory is all the positive crankcase pressure that any internal combustion engine produces and builds as it's running, all that pressure, the oily, junky pressure, junky air is dumped back into the intake system, into the intake track on the STI, and like every car. One of the most important mods you can do, not even on a built STI or built WRX, but even a stock one, is an AOS. There's a few different companies nowadays that make them. IAG, I don't know who else. And my go-to preference currently is the Radium. What the AOS does is it intercepts, you could say, all of the crankcase pressure, separating the oil from the air. Some AOS systems return that oil back to the crankcase. Other AOSs dump it out the bottom of the car. Like I said, my go-to preference right now, I've ran this one other time on Blue WRX build and I freaking loved it, is the AOS R kit from Radium. Let's get this bad boy opened up and get it installed. It'll make sense when I'm installing why we need to get this done now. There's quite a bit of plumbing that goes on. So here are the hoses provided, all the fittings, and the beloved AOS catch can setup itself. Now this guy needs a slight assembly with the lower cap. It then gets mounted on this bracket, and AOS sit over here on the passenger side strut tower. Very clean setup. I know right now it looks like a mess. I promise you it won't look like this when it's done. I just want to get the gist of it routed, kind of where it needs to be routed. So here's the gist of it. This giant port, the crankcase port, runs to the bottom port on the AOS. The top port will tee off and go to the front ports on the valve cover. This guy right here, I think it can run either back to the intake, or what I do is just VTA, vent to atmosphere. Then there's two coolant ports on the bottom. Radium says run those back to the throttle body. What I like to do is what I call an expansion tank delete mod on Subarus. I actually learned this from Bader years ago. Shout out Bader for the brilliance. This here is the factory expansion tank. She sits over here on top of the intake manifold. It's ugly. And with an AOS, you actually don't need this. With the turbo setup that's going on this car, it's not cooled by water. Most aftermarket turbos are not. So one port on the AOS will run back to that right there, which goes down to the water pump. The other port will run to the back of the cylinder head. That's the gist of it. I really need to get the turbo setup on the car and the intake manifold. Everything kind of just mocked up to build everything perfectly because obviously I want it all tucked away nice and tidy. From here, I'm gonna move forward with getting other stuff back on. Starter, that coolant crossover pipe, the clutch, slave cylinder, heater core hoses. I really want to get this thing ready to go for tomorrow. Tomorrow should be the big day where we bust out the new turbo kit and get her installed. One thing I need to do right now is engage our throwout bearing clip. I always tend to do that right away, just in case if it doesn't engage, the engine has to come back out. We are ready to move on to the intake manifold. I did play around with the idea of going aftermarket. They're so expensive, man. They're great. They're definitely needed on cars that are making 800 plus, but the factory STI manifolds do really, really well below that power level. Now, of course, this guy is absolutely disgusting, and I'm not gonna run it on our brand new engine looking like this. So let's go ahead, get her stripped down, and you already know, repowder coated. Into the tank of doom she goes. Man, oh man, this stuff is insane. It will melt your skin. Don't ask me how I know. Here in about 5 minutes, we'll pull it out. It'll be completely bare, no more red. She's out of the stripper tank looking like a stock WRX manifold. I wonder if they're the same. I'm betting they're the same. I've never done research on that. Someone comment below. Is this the same? Nonetheless, I've been conflicted on the color. Two options, in my opinion, OEM or wrinkle black. If it was any other like aftermarket, smooth, beautiful looking manifold, I'd probably go black. In this instance, I gotta go OEM. I would ask you guys for your input, but it's gotta be done now, so I can't wait for comments. Let's go ahead and knock this thing out in OEM. Now, the best color for powder coat for an OEM STI intake manifold is Desert Red Wrinkle, of course, from my good friends at Prismatic Powders, the home of the best powder coating powders on earth. Best quality, best color selection, best overall. Made in the USA, made in Oregon. I have sprayed 3 other STI manifolds before. One I didn't do this red and it pissed me off because it was not proper looking. This is the go-to. Desert Red Wrinkle, I'll link it down below. This bakes 15 minutes at 375. Doesn't require base coat, doesn't require top coat. She don't require nothing. Now, typically, as you guys know, after something comes out of the stripper tank, you want to get it blasted, get that profile nice and ready to go for powder coat to adhere. In this instance, it's the intake manifold. If sand is trapped in the intake manifold, there goes our brand new engine. It's completely stripped and cleaned. I'm not gonna sandblast it. Risk to reward ratio is not in my favor, bro. If sand is trapped in that manifold, I won't be a happy camper. It's gonna adhere fine. I promise you guys. So it's currently going through the curing process, looking halfway decent. Let's let her bake out all the way and all the high glossy spots will disappear. When I said this was the perfect color, I wasn't lying. Look at how spot on this is to the OEM STI red. It's perfect. Okay, reassembly time. Intake manifold will be assembled with the TGVs, the harness. Fuel lines will be changed out later on. 04 to 06 STIs are side feed injector, junk. Of course, we're doing the top feed conversion. All that will be taken care of a bit later on, but let's get this thing chilling on the engine and just see how good it looks. Now that right there is what I'm talking about. If you want this powder, I'll link it down below. Let's move on to the exhaust manifold. The other day I ran a poll, unequal length for the Subi Rumble or equal length. It was overwhelmingly, not even close, unequal length. Let's get her on the car. Y'all thought I was gonna install it. All rusty and crusty? Ain't no way. In order to coat these pieces properly and for it to adhere for life, we need to go through sandblast all of this. Now I could go to O'Reilly's, grab some high heat paint, slap it on, call it a day, but I'm gonna do it right with Cerakote. For some reason, the only high temp Cerakote I have here is bronze. I'm not gonna hate it. I wish I had multiple colors so we could do like the heat shields in one color, the manifold itself in another color, but all bronze on the manifold is what it's going. Now this is good up to 1700 degrees, very, very, very hot. I would say the manifold, the hottest it would ever see is around there under a wide open pole for an extended period of time, but just daily cruising around, it's probably at 1000 degrees. The reason you cannot powder coat something like this, powder is good up to a few hundred degrees, like 300 degrees, maybe 400 degrees. Keep in mind when you bake powder coat, it's actually melting the powder. If we were to powder coat this manifold, it would just melt off. A few easy steps. Step 1, disassembly done. Step 2, degrease. Step 3, sandblast. Step 4, gas out phase. 1 hour in the oven at 300 degrees. Pull the parts out, let them cool, and we are good to Cerakote. All of these pieces are freshly blasted. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit the gas out phase. I'm gonna hang them on this cart how I wanna spray them so we don't have to mess with them after the gas out phase is done. Toss them in the oven, 300 degrees, 1 hour, pull them out, let them cool, which is gonna take a few hours, and then we spray. I love Cerakote, but man, oh man, is it a lengthy process. Hours later, we're finally ready to spray. Here is the Cerakote we're spraying, C148. It is an air cure Cerakote. There's no part A and part B like the oven cure. And here is the gun I'll be spraying with a 0.8 mil tip, around 25 PSI. Cerakote is a very, very thin coating. If you're wondering why nothing is masked, you don't need to mask anything, not even threads. It's so thin that no masking is required. Let's get these parts sprayed out so we can begin the curing process. everything is sprayed out, looking absolutely amazing. Man, oh man, I'm so excited for this color to dry so it loses the shine. Now here's the scoop. 24 hours for a partial cure, full cure, 5 days. This is the air cure version. If we sprayed the oven cure, we could bake it right now and install, but guess what? It's currently July 4th, actually July 3rd. So I'm out for the weekend. So guess what? A 5-day cure doesn't affect me whatsoever because I'm out. One last thing to say. Happy birthday to America. 250 years. That's a long time. Hope you guys enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you boys next episode when we hopefully slap on a turbo kit. So this is the live stream for the stock engine out of the 04 STI. Okay, let's run it. So I'll hit generate, whatever number it spits out. I'll go back to the list. Name that pops up is the winner of the engine. 6155. Oof, how do I say that name? Shadow K. From Meridian, Idaho. Did I say that right? Shadow, S-H-A-D-E-A-U-K, from Meridian, Idaho. If you guys did not see the live stream on my Instagram, Shadow K from Meridian, Idaho was the winner of the OEM 04 STI EJ257 engine. And I may be pronouncing the name wrong, but I believe it's Shadow K, Meridian, Idaho. Congratulations. I hope you need this engine. There's a lot of people that needed the engine, so let's hope you needed it.